to multiply integers, use repeated addition when the first factor is positive. When the first factor is negative, use repeated subtraction. Okay, so if I had 2 times negative 4, is 2 positive or negative?
Negative.
2? Positive. So I would use repeated addition. So I would take negative 4 plus negative 4.
I think negative 8.
Okay. So look at your hints. Same signs is positive product. So if I'm multiplying and I have 2 positive numbers, then my answer is positive. If I have 2 negatives, my answer is positive. Caleb, you should be writing these down on there so when you glue it in, you have all the notes.
I think
I just said you should be writing it down still. Yes, Caleb.
If 7 times 8, wouldn't that be positive 21?
If you had what?
Negative 3 times 7.
Okay, we're not that far.
I just lost that.
Okay, so if I have different signs, I have a negative product. So if I have a negative and a positive, it's going to give me a negative. If I have a positive and a negative, it's going to give me negative. Alright?
Oh, so if we have like, if we had a negative sign, it would be negative, or what?
If it's one negative.
Wait, can you see this one again?
So if it's a negative and a positive, your answer is going to be negative. If it's a positive and a negative, your answer is negative.
Oh, wait, so that is how it goes now? That's how it is?
You'll see in a minute.
I'm so confused.
Another way you can look at it is using Mr. Multiple Vision.
Who's that?
The guy that I just drew up here.
Oh, God. Oh.
Right there, Mr. Multiple Vision.
How you doing?
Alright, so let's look at our first problem. Negative 3 times 7. The nice thing with multiplying integers, the multiplication does not change. So what's 3 times 7?
21.
21. So under there, write 21.
I was right.
I'm not done yet, so you don't need to be making comments. I have a negative and a positive. So on Mr. Multiple Vision, I can cover a negative and a positive. What's left? A negative. So my answer is negative. Okay. What about negative 6 times negative 8? What's 6 times 8?
6 times 8.
48. Okay. I have 2 negatives, so I cover both negatives. So it's a positive 48.
So if we had a positive, the first one was a negative 3 times 8, 7, we still, because we had a bigger number of adding, we cover the adding part and then we negative 7.
No, you use whatever signs are there, Caleb. We had a negative and a positive. So we cover one of each. It doesn't matter which number is bigger in multiplying. So we had a negative, a positive. So you cover the negative, positive. What's left? So your answer is negative. Okay. Let's try negative 5 times 8. So what's 5 times 8? 40. I have a negative and a positive, so I'm covering it, so I have a negative 40.
So if we had 2 negatives, it would be positive. Yeah.
So let's see. if I have a negative 3 times negative 8. Negative 3 times negative 8. So 3 times 8 is 24. Negative times a negative, it gives me a positive. Todd, are you writing these down?
Easier than subtract.
It should be.
Oh. When is the quiz on this?
Friday.
This Friday? Every Friday we... Is it every Friday we have a quiz? Yeah.
What about 3 times 4?
12 equals 12, so it's negative 12.
Why is it a negative 12?
Wait, it'll be a positive 12.
There's 2 positives, so what is it?
Positive.
Well, I can't use Mr. Multiple Vision. Why can't I use Mr. Multiple Vision now? So how am I going to figure it out?
You don't have to do negative times negative and negative. Positive. Wait. I'm sorry. It'll be positive 12.
Why?
Because both of them are the same. No.
Okay.
No. It'll be negative.
Different sign?
No, it would be positive.
Why?
Because positive plus positive equals positive.
But we're not adding. You said positive plus positive. We're not adding.
Positive times positive equals.
How do we know that, though?
Because it's the same sign. Positive product.
No, you're thinking of adding. That's what we're not doing. Caleb, what did you say?
Same sign. Positive product.
Okay, so if I would have given you this problem last week, 3 times 4, what would you tell me the answer was?
Positive 12.
Positive 12. Would you even question the negative?
No.
No. When you have 2 whole numbers that are positive, that's just like what we've been doing since the 3rd grade. Okay, so 3 times 4 would give you a positive 12. Every time kids get confused on that. We can't use Mr. Multiple Vision for that.
No, I get it because if it's negative times negative, Mr. whatever that you name that thing has 2 negatives. And my brain's
Okay,
not
so if we
fire
look
anymore.
at our hints, same sign, it's a positive. Which if we look, we have 2 negatives. That means same signs, you cover them up. We're left with a positive.
This is easy.
Okay? If they're different signs, you cover one of each up and you're left with a negative. Your multiplication does not change.
I am
Okay? What are you confused on, Caleb? What about it?
you have to pay attention. The whole covering.
Okay? Yeah. It's no, you're not.
I am not.
So, Caleb, if I have negative 6 times 3, what am I going to cover up?
The negative and
No, let Caleb do it. He says he's confused on it, so let Caleb do it. What sign is this?
got it. Oh, that's negative.
Okay, so I'm going to cover a negative. What sign is the 3?
Positive.
So I'm going to cover a positive. What do I have left? So my answer is negative 6 times 3,
18.
so it's a negative 18.
Wait.
That's only going to work with 2 numbers.
Oh, if you have positive, both of them are positive, it'll be same sign,
Listen.
positive product, because we don't, whatever that thing would be, the triangle doesn't have 2 positives.
Okay, flip to page 2 in your